Forming a fist. So I'll explain in this video how I teach my students how to form a fist. The reason this is important, firstly for traditional Taekwondo, is for the aesthetics of the movement. We need to also make sure that we're applying the correct striking tool when we're performing our patterns. But it's even more important when we are using a punch in a non-traditional setting. So if we are sparring, when we are sparring, we do have gloves on, so that takes away from it a little bit. However, we do also have destruction where we won't have a glove on. We need to make sure we've got a strong fist. And then the other side of it is if we have to use a punch in self-defense, if we haven't formed our fist, we are likely to get injured rather than injuring someone else. So the first thing we want to do is curl the fingers in to the knuckles here, and then bend the knuckles so they're at 90 degrees, so a 90-degree bend through here, and then we can place the thumb on top. The reason we don't go straight to the palm like so is because when we place the thumb on top, we end up with a fist that looks like this. We strike with the wrong part of the fist first. We want to be hitting with these two main knuckles here. You'll see that in patterns when you can see people's fingernails. The other thing we need to watch out for, which is quite common with children, is that they don't put the thumb on the inside, and we want to make sure that we don't stick our thumb out. Once we have got the hang of forming the fist, we need to make sure that the wrist is at the correct angle. So if you look at my wrist from the side here, I would normally, I would always strike with these two knuckles, and I would want those two knuckles to be in line with the wrist, which are in line with the forearm. So I've got a straight line running all the way down my arm here. What that does is it stops the wrist from buckling, provided we've tensed the wrist. If I'm here, when I make contact, I'll buckle my wrist this way. And if I straighten my wrist here and I strike with these ones, I'll buckle my wrist backwards.